I am not going to be buying a PlayStation 6 if Sony continues down the road that they're going. If they're going to eventually get to day and date on PC and I can play their games via Steam on my Xbox, there's no reason for me to buy a PlayStation 6. And I'm not being console worry. I'm just being a better consumer.
To me, if I'm looking at a product that can play my entire 800 game Xbox library and my entire 1,000 game PC library, which can include my PlayStation 4 and 5 games, should I choose to replace them on Steam and Epic, that to me is more of a threat. Like, that's a device that would make me hesitant to buy a PlayStation 6.
And I do think on the face of it, like an idea of like, here's this PC Xbox hybrid that has the backwards compatibility because the chip would be in it, so all your games from, you know, whatever you have currently going back to the 360 into the Xbox, you know, OG Xbox will all work on here. It'll probably be a pretty powerful device considering we've already seen leaks for Xbox Magnus versus whatever the PS6 is doing. Then there's like the whole, hey, you'll be able to install Steam on this thing, which definitely seems like it's going to be a thing. So you can essentially like, you'll have access to pretty much everything outside of Nintendo games because PlayStation games come to the PC after a certain amount of time. So
no, but because this is a full Windows machine, you will have access to Nintendo games as well.
Yeah, I guess.
The true winners are the PC master race in all of this, as the entire industry moves this way. But if this is a Windows device and it has the freedom of Windows, then Steam should obviously be there, no? Of course. And if Steam is in there, then this is where the real gut punch comes to some corners of the fandom. PlayStation games.
Hello and welcome. My name is Preacher. And today we got another one, man. And, you know, motherfuckers isn't gonna want to say it. They're not gonna want to say it. But shit is turning out exactly like I said it should. Exactly like I said it should. Right? We got Xbox with their terrible leadership out. And niggas think they're more on the precipice of exclusives. I think they're about to cross the event horizon into true third-party platforming and just cut that hardware off. They got somebody impartial in there, and they're going to see, well, what's going wrong? Hardware? Well. Well. And as we see from the intro, a lot of these dudes who thought PlayStation games was going to be a huge seller for this thing, revolutionized the console industry, the future of gaming yet again, has been stymied by the needs of the present. At the end of the day, what sells boxes? Exclusives. And so what is PlayStation gonna do? Let me put it up for you. They're gonna stop selling games on PC. Just period. Now this is straight out from Bloomberg, so this is good as gold. Sony pulls back from PlayStation games on PC. Online games like Marathon and Tokon, of course, will still be released on multiple platforms, but single-player games like Ghost of Yotai Sorrows will remain PS5 exclusive. Now, you could have told me, hey, Yotai's PC joint was already in the works. We got to put that on PC, you know what I mean? Maybe even Sorrows, maybe. You know, because we discussed this earlier, it was a rumor when we first discussed it. Now it's in a report, now it's legit, and it's coming from everywhere. I mean, it's not just Bloomberg, like it's wildfire. Now it's legit. And we already talked about the maths, you know what I mean? It's about 1.5% of Sony's total revenue over 6 years. Like, they don't have to worry about it at all. They went for that experiment, it didn't really pan out, and so they're pulling back. It makes sense. It all makes sense. And it's, to me, as somebody who plays on PlayStation, they're adding value to their console. Because, and I've had a lot of conversations about this specific term, but pro-consumer I believe, is a term that's been horribly misconstrued over this generation, and one of the many things that have been misconstrued over what we call gaming discourse nowadays. But pro-consumer does not just mean I got something cheaper. You know what I mean? By making games exclusive to PlayStation, you are adding value to the PlayStation, and that is inherently pro-me, your consumer. You know what I mean? People think pro-consumer has to mean pro every consumer. This has to be good for everybody anywhere who could possibly consume this thing. Somebody who is dedicated to the Xbox ecosystem, that doesn't want to play on PlayStation, that doesn't want to play anywhere else, they are not a PlayStation consumer, right? Unless they buy Helldivers, they are not a PlayStation consumer. I am a PlayStation consumer. I play on PlayStation. I buy PlayStation games sometimes if I have interest in them. And so, them placating to me, adding value to my purchase, and so making me comfortable to purchase more in the future, is good business on them. That just makes sense. You know what I mean? You could try to appeal to all consumers, but if you're trying to sell especially a box, you know what I mean, not just an ecosystem, specifically a box that plays these games, you need to have a very, very hard draw. And that is exclusive games. That has been exclusive games for as long as this industry has been around, and it will continue. You know what I mean? And a lot of these dudes who perpetrated that Xbox was going to play all these PlayStation games, because I told you they were inextricably linked. The PC day and date for PlayStation and Xbox Magnus hybrid whole thing, inextricably linked. Because that's what they wanted. And now you're going to see it come out in the next couple days, and I'll be there. I'll be there, and we'll be bringing some more clips that because this is a huge receipt pull. This is huge. You know what I mean? In the sphere of gaming discourse, and like I say, the colorful cast around that, the PlayStation day and date thing has been going on for years. People saying they're getting closer and closer. People saying Ghost of Yotai was going to be the first PC day and date game. Now it's the first to not go PC at all. So it just shows these motherfuckers don't know shit, and they're hoping and praying that these things happen that just so happen to benefit Xbox, and none of them are happening. None of them are happening. So this will be a short one. I know I always say that, but this will be a short one because this is really not even news. We already covered the math of it. We already covered the whys. It's just to show you guys that I'm not just harping on this stuff for no reason. People are saying these things and they're wildly incorrect and nobody is checking them. You know what I mean? They're just getting to be incorrect and then they go, oh, well, things change. But listen to how they say these things. Listen to how confident they are that this is the future and these are the things that will be, preceding us. But that's not what happens. It's not what happened. These guys are wrong all the time. They have been wrong. They were wrong for 12 years and years before that. These are Xbox guys who are habitually wrong. You know what I mean? And they continue to be so. So, that'll do it for me today, guys. I'm going to go up, continue to play that RE9. It is gorgeous. The sun just fell, so perfect ambiance for it. PlayStation is really firing on all cylinders right now, though. I won't lie. Aside from the Blue Point stuff, which we will continue to mention, it's still fuck PlayStation for killing Blue Point and mismanaging them in the way that they did. But aside from that, they're really having a killer year, showing the value of PlayStation. You know what I mean? And making PlayStation or attempting to make PlayStation the best place to play. And that's what I want from my PlayStation. You know what I mean? That's all I want. I don't want my PlayStation to be my friend. I don't want the CEO of PlayStation to tag me on Twitter. I just want them to continue to put out games at a decent clip that I like. And that's it. And that's going to be it for me, y'all. I am Preacher, and I do. So hope to see you right back here on the pews.